get through this without you.
Nick.
Hey, called your office. They said you weren't in today.
Come in. Just thought I'd stay home and avoid the press, you know.
Oh, right, the press. Well, they'd have a few more fish in their nets if they knew you'd left this on my boat.
My earring. Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. Captain's duty. Wow. Nice place.
Well, how'd you find it?
I just followed the brightest star in the sky. Heard from Forrester yet?
No, but I will.
Well, I think that family's heading for some stormy waters. Maybe in your best interest to lay low for a bit.
Well, everything blew up right in Stephanie Forrester's face. She told Eric that Ridge is not his son.
Well, forget the storm warning. Sounds like the Forresters are heading for a Class 5 hurricane.
Look, why don't you let me make you a drink?
I don't need a drink. I need to find my husband.
I'm sure that Ridge and Bridget will call you as soon as they know anything.
I know exactly what you did.
What I did was, I went over to the house to see my son. I had no idea that Eric would be there.
No. But you couldn't control yourself. You just had to assert your position, didn't you? I break his heart, and then you go and pour salt into the wounds.
It was your decision to tell him the truth.
And believe me, I'm paying the price. He left me.
I know.
I didn't think that he could get angrier than when he left the house, but I understand Ridge called you father in front of me.
At least, you didn't tell him about Bridget and Ridge, hmm?
No, of course not. And I don't want you to either. That's all he has to do is find out they have sort of romantic feelings for each other. That'll put him right over the edge.
Stop it! Stop it!
Dad,
Closer. What is this? What the hell is going on here?
What are you doing?
You stay away from him.
Dad, what's going on?
You're kissing her? My God, Rich! She's your sister!
No. You're wrong. She's not. She's not my sister.
All I can suggest is that you try to stay clear of this fiasco.
Ridge is going to need somebody to talk to.
Ridge is involved with your daughter.
Look, Nick, about last night, you caught me at a really strange time. I had a few drinks, and I was really shocked and angry.
And you should be. The guy was sweet-talking his soon-to-be stepdaughter on the day of his wedding.
I know that's how it sounded.
Has he denied it?
He still wants to marry me.
You considering it?
Look, I don't expect you to understand. You hardly even know us.
I know the difference between right and wrong, which is a lot more than I can say for your former fiancé.
Ridge and Bridget have shared a lot of intense experiences this last year.
I don't care if they walk barefoot through the fires of hell together. There are certain lines you don't cross.
Nick, they're not related. Bridget is not his sister.
But she's your daughter. She's your child.
I had no intention of telling Eric that Ridge and Bridget have feelings for each other.
You would if it served your purpose. You've done it before.
All I wanted to do was save our son from making the worst mistake of his life, and I did.
I think you did a lot more than that. I mean, the moment that Brooke walked out of that wedding, everything that I have fought so hard to protect, my marriage, my family, it just all fell apart.
Oh, Stephanie, that is not the way I wanted it to end, all right? Let me tell you something. I know what Eric is going through. Better than anyone. But believe me, if he finds out about Ridge and Bridget, it's gonna hurt him a lot more than anyone knows.
Oh, I know what it'll do to him.
Stephanie, Eric still considers Ridge his son. As far as Eric is concerned, Ridge is Bridget's brother.
You think that makes it all right that we don't share the same blood?
I know how hard this must be.
Ridge, you were kissing her. She's raised as your sister, and you're kissing her.
Dad, you don't know what this is.
I know what this is. This is a very big mistake. Very big. And I want to know how you can make it. Both of you. What the hell is going on here?
I was explaining to her what happened at the house with you and Massimo.
Oh, and you just fell into one another's arms, right? I saw it. I was outside the window. I saw this. I saw what happened.
So sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen again. Please, just listen to me. Please.
Again? This has happened before. The wedding, this is why Brooke called off the wedding. She knows about this.
I told Brooke that I still wanted to marry her, and she wouldn't listen.
She wouldn't listen. Because you betrayed her, Ridge. Her fiancé and her daughter.
Bridget and I know this relationship can't happen, Dad.
No, it can't. And it won't. This won't happen. This is disgusting.
Ridge didn't mean for this to happen, Dad. Nobody did.
What are you saying? It was an accident? Is that what he told you? Well, listen, these things don't just happen.
I know you don't want to believe that, but I am telling you it did.
I don't have to justify myself to you.
No, you don't have to justify yourself at all. Forrester does.
I'm the one who ran out of our wedding.
Because you knew it was a farce.
No, I was overwhelmed. I just needed time to digest what I heard.
And what you heard was your fiancé professing his love to your daughter. Now, you can't excuse that. Brooke, stay strong. Don't throw yourself back in the middle of this.
I just have to believe that Ridge and I will come back to each other.
Let me ask you something. What makes this guy so irresistible to you?
We've been through a lot. And the things that we've survived, you couldn't even imagine. I always believed that Ridge and I would make it. I never lost faith.
Maybe it's time to let him go.
Bridget, I'm not going to blame you for this.
Maybe you should.
Dad's right. Didn't just happen. I knew how you felt about me, and I let it continue.
Ridge, you don't control my feelings, and neither can he.
I'm not trying to control you, Bridget.
You just called my emotions disgusting.
I'm not talking about your emotions. I'm talking about your behavior. Both of you. He's taking advantage of you.
I am the one who had feelings for him. I started this.
Doesn't matter who started it. The fact is, it's over, and we're not going to pursue it.
It's because there's nothing to pursue. It's not even a possibility. I did not raise you to act like this. I raised you to be decent, to understand the difference between right and wrong, to understand the bounds of decency and to live within them. Not this.
I love you. I know how much you're hurting right now. I just need you to give me a second. Please calm down. Let me explain
You
to
stop it. You stop. This is over. You don't touch her. You don't kiss her. You don't look at her that way ever again.
I know you're upset.
You have no idea. Has the whole world gone crazy? You brought dishonor and shame to this family.
Dad, I am sorry that this is happening to you.
So am I. So am I. I'm so ashamed of you. Rich, I see you. And I did not want to believe it. I couldn't. I couldn't believe it, and now I see. You're not my son.
Hey, she sleeping?
She's sleeping like an angel.
Probably won't be able to say the same for her mother tonight.
I'll feel better.
Well, you may think you will after a few soothing words from your golden boy.
I know what you're doing, Nick.
I'm just concerned.
Well, thank you, but I'm a big girl. I can take care of myself.
I know you can. That's why you walked out on your wedding, but you're second-guessing yourself. You're making excuses for Forrester, and you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position.
No.
Let me ask you something. If he walked through the door right now, what would you do? Would you take him back?
Well, that's really none of your business.
Well, I think that you would. And I don't think you know why.
It was just one kiss, Nick. But I really appreciate your concern.
He crossed the line. Don't compromise yourself for him. Or any other man. I'll see you.
You're back.
Oh, Bridget. I just need to take a long walk. You didn't have to wait around all this time.
I couldn't leave.
So sorry Dad upset you.
What about you? I mean, he really let you have it.
He's overwhelmed. These last few days have been absolute hell on him. Losing his son, his marriage. Just runs out to clear his head and he comes back and sees us kissing.
maybe I shouldn't have kissed you. But Dad can't convince me that it was dirty. Because it wasn't. That's all I wanted to say.
What's going on? Oh my God, you look terrible. Come in.
You knew, didn't you?
About Ridge? Oh, Eric. Yes, I knew. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell you.
How could everything have gone this wrong? This family, Stephanie, we raised our children with such a strong sense of morality and of values.
You and Stephanie did a wonderful job, and I'm sure Ridge really appreciates it.
Ridge is not my son.
He is, in every way that matters.
I've never been so disappointed. When Stephanie told me, when she said those words, he is not your son, I was robbed. I never felt so robbed and so hurt. And then it just got worse.
Worse?
Brooke, I know why you called off the wedding. I know the truth. I know about Bridget and Ridge.
Look, I am just as disgusted and shocked as you are, but I'm beginning to understand.
You can't accept this.
No, I'm appalled. But you have to think about everything that they've been through. Ridge lost his identity. He lost his father. He lost his wife. And Bridget. Her marriage fell apart, and she felt like she was betrayed by me, her own mother. They were living together. They were taking care of the children. They were trying to make sense of it all. And they developed a very special bond. And yes, they crossed the line. But it only happened once. They kissed a few weeks ago. And now that it's all out in the open, they've moved on, they've gotten past it, and it's never going to happen again.
Well, it did.
What do you mean?
I just saw them. I was just with them up at the cabin.
Ridge and Bridget were up at the Big Bear cabin?
Yeah, they were. They were looking for me. Only I found them instead. I came back to the cabin and I saw them. I saw them through the window, and Brooke, I was so proud to see them together. My children. Consoling each other, comforting each other, and then they...
What? What did you see?
They were kissing one another.